Hello, and thank you for coming on here tonight. We are going to look at these donut-shaped UFOs that you see clustered here around the sun, and they are real. They are real. Otherwise, why would they even give them the name donut-shaped UFOs? Why would they even give them the name? If they knew they did not exist, they would not have gave them that name. And you can see right here in Australia and on Mount Vinimana. See, I've already forgot how to pronounce that. I had it down pat earlier, but when I quit saying it, well, I don't have it down pat. So if you're just tuning in, hello. Hello, everyone. Viniamov. Viniaminoff. I've already forgot how to say it, you all. But anyhow, we're going to look at those. We are. And I don't know if you all seen the video that I put up earlier. Did you? Let me make sure we got this sound on. Somehow my sound gets messed up, but that's okay, you all. That is all right. So let me come over here. We can see that you all are on here. Hello there, bang, bang, muck, bang. It's so nice to see you here. It is. It's nice to see everyone else here also. Yeah, hello. This is great. Yes, you all. This is wonderful. It is. Let me. Do I got this back to me? I did. I do. Let me see if I can sneak over here to my YouTube channel, and see if I can find that video. I want to see how I pronounce that video that I put up here. Let me see if I can do it. Let me put it back to me. I'm gonna put it right back to me, you all. Let me see if I can pronounce it. I really want to know if I can. Let's do this. You just wait one moment, and we can do it. So we're going to look at this video, really, just a little section of it, if you didn't see it right here. From a news channel in 1983 from Mount Vinayamanath of a volcanic eruption that occurred. And as I was looking at that, I saw what looked really good. A perfect donut-shaped UFO sitting there on the ground as the camera that they're flying in the helicopter. So what we're looking at, I don't know if you all can hear it or not. Let me see if you can hear this.
While the mountain continues to spew smoke, ash, and steam, scientists are planning another flight over the volcano tomorrow.
Well, what I think right here is a UFO right there. A massive donut-shaped UFO. Bonjour, everyone.
Miller says they simply don't have enough information to make any predictions, but he says the mountain, which has erupted 9 times in the last 200 years, including in 1939 and 1944, may die down tomorrow. On the other hand, he says chances are slim of an eruption like the one on Mount St. Helens in Washington State some 3 years ago. He says while the gases in that mountain were explosive, the gases in Mount Vinayamanath are dissipating with the lava flow into the atmosphere. He says
right there, Vinayamanath. Okay, so we got that. Okay, we've got that. If you didn't see that video, that was Mount Vinayamanath. So yeah, I've already took care of that, you all. So I really wanted you to look at that. So look at this, you all. So that shape, that UFO, they are clustered all around the sun. You can see right here. By the way, NASA discontinued this product right here. The last it was seen is around 2014. But look at this. This is donut-shaped UFOs. They're clustered all around the sun. And we are going to look at a video of it. Gina, honey, you don't look too pretty right there. I don't look too pretty right there, you all. Let me find my pictures down here. Yes, let me find them. I've got to go. I've nowhere to go at on here. I do. Let me see this. I got to go to the 1900s on my screen. And we can look at those, but I do want to show the footage of them from the NASA website itself. I do. Let me come over here to this screen. So let's look at this, you all. So we've got this right here. Donut-shaped UFOs. And if we look at this, this is like a donut-shaped UFO. You know, and this right here, I think this is like part of a ship up there because this has openings in it. Like this. You can see them up here at the top. But this it looks like it has a ring around it with the with this right here. It also, This also, you can see these is clear as day. You can also, I want you to look at that shape. Just watch the shape right there. Look at the shape of it. Right there, it's that circular shape right there. So they really want us to believe that right there is just a cloud formation. Look right next to it. We've got these donut-shaped UFOs, which they have called, they've given them a name because they've seen them. If you give something a name, then that means it's got to exist. Okay, it does exist. Okay, donut-shaped UFOs. You know, don't tell me that it's a freak of a weather event. See, that's disrespectful calling it that. It really is saying a freak weather anomaly. No, that I don't like that word. I really don't, and I think that's very disrespectful to call this to describe it as a freak of nature, weather, or something, when I think it's one of these. I really do. And I think this one right here, down at the bottom at Mount Vinyaminoff, right here, I think that this is one of these. They're all clustered. You can see them clustered around the sun. You can. And they're massive. This shows you how massive they are. They're so massive. Look how much of Australia they take up. That's how massive they are. And they're even massive next to the sun. They are. So let me put this back to me. I got to get back to my pictures because I wanted to show you the ones that I had opened up on here. If I can get over here to them and quit getting sidetracked. Okay, let's look at the rest of them because I am going to take you over to that NASA product. Hello. Yeah. So let's look at this. I got to quit looking at the comments too. You all see, look, this clear as day if you haven't seen this. See, this is really, they're still up in the sky and they come to Earth. They come to Earth. We can see this right here. And you can see them all down here too. We can just like go around it. And I am going to take you over to the footage of it. I am. But I wanted to show these first because they come to the Earth. They come to the Earth. Let's see how many more I've got. This is from the stereo behind core 1. You can see them right there, clear as day. Why would they be clustered all around the sun? See, that's the question. Why do you think these UFOs would be all clustered around the sun the way that they are? Sometimes I think when I see a picture like that, an image like that, sometimes it makes me think that the sun could be a massive mothership. Then other times I think the sun could be a massive entity, a massive being. And these are all the other smaller beings that are designed the way that the sun is. I think that at times too. I really do. So, and I also think that the sun is like plasma, and the sun is a portal. And then, you know, there's so many theories out there. There's so many schools of thoughts out there. It can get confusing. It can. That's right. So let's look at the rest of this, you all. Let me see if I can get over to it again. Gina, honey, you are on the wrong thing. We can get over to it again, you all. I am going to take you back over to it. So we got this right here. Look at this. So here's the sun right here. Here it is again. Here it is again. Right here. We can see it. Okay, and this is the picture that I took of the observatories. This picture made its way around the world. It was green, but I put it in the black and white because you can see the shape of this. This is like a ring, like a donut-shaped UFO. You can see it on here, and these are the smaller ships, so it's round. And I'll zoom up on this. This is in the black and white. Although the image was in the it was in the green, just like that NASA product. So look at this. So they said the story was that these showed up and the observatories got shut down. They got shut down. And they said that these UFOs, They came to try to heal the sun. They did. That's what they said. So let's look back at this. Let's look at it again, you all. I just wanted to show you the similarities of these. Look at this. You know, and one could say this is a wheel within a wheel. You could. What if each one of these rings right here, now this is a thought, what if each one of these rings inside of this UFO, if it's like a UFO, it could even be a living UFO, a living being, what if each one of those rings inside of here could separate from it? Okay, what if they could? You'd have like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 rings. But then look, what if there are beings inside of here? What if there are? It's all rather interesting. It's really interesting, all of it. I want to take you over here to this. Let's put myself on here. I want to take you over here to the integrated space weather. I've got one of these pulled up. I actually pulled this up around 4 something, and I've been busy the rest of the day. But let's look at this product here, the stereo behind Coronagraph Core 1. You even have the cubes that showed up. This was back in 2007. The cubes showed up on here too. And I found that very interesting because look at the pattern of them on the edges. And this is like the same pattern we've seen. They're as big, these cubes are as big as these donut-shaped UFOs. They are. So I'm going to push this play button. I really am. I think I better put it back to me because you know why? Because I had left the screen. It's blinking. So we are able to go back even further on here too. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see. Okay, now let's go. Let's look at this. Okay, you can see how they're clustered in here. Totally clustered. Oh, am I got this on there, you? I am so sorry. They're totally clustered all around the sun. Now, see, that was a good image. Okay, if we look at this, if I was to slow this down or speed this up, do you know that they rotate? These are rotating clockwise with the sun because the sun is rotating too, is what it's doing. The sun is rotating too. Let me drag this because I want to get to that point where there's a blink that happens. Well, right there's one. And then it's what happens is I think they see these cubes coming. Boom, one there, and the other one is up there. Okay, one's there, and that's on the 8th. Let me see what the majority of these photos that I took that show them up really well. Okay, we have to go to 1 o'clock in the morning. Have you noticed something about the after midnight, what happens? Even with the observatories in Hawaii, and even if you go to the webcams and stuff, the UFOs, they're caught in the wee hours of the morning or close right before midnight. But really, the wee hours of the morning is when there is a uptick of UFO activity. There really is an uptick of activity that does occur. So let me come back over here. Oh, I'm supposed to find that timestamp. Okay, it's 1:52. I'm going to go to the 1:52 timestamp is what I want to do because I do want to show that, the 1:52. And I know I cannot go right here, but I can go like this and push apply. And it will go back that far. It will. Hello, everybody. Boom. Yeah, so let's look at this. We're going to wait because it's worth watching. I think we're going to get them all in this timestamp right here is what we're going to do. If you're just tuning in, yeah, those donut-shaped UFOs, or you could call them a wheel within a wheel. Some people would call them chariots. They would. I don't really know personally who the occupants of these are, but I know that they're there and that they come to the earth and that they are massive. They're absolutely massive. I don't know if I have went back far enough. Let's look at this. I've went back far enough. We need to get to like, no, I'm even on the wrong timestamp. See, I'm on the 5th. I need to go to the 8th. That's where I need to go, to the 8th. Did you see that sun like kind of rock a tad bit, you all? I need to go to the 8th because that is the timestamp. Y'all, they've been around the sun. Oh, let's see, 110. I need to go to the 10th. We need to go to the timestamp of the 10th. I did not realize that. I really didn't. Let's go back here to the 10th. We can do it. We will do it. So yeah, if I do this and I take it to the 10th of January and we push apply, we're going to see it. I had to push it to me because now it's blinking. It wants to do its little blink. I hope that they did not remove some of that footage on there. I really hope they didn't. I'm not showing it to you all because I'm not sure if I went back far enough again, because we're just going to have to wait and see if I did. So there is that. I want to make sure I have it over here because I push this button and sometimes it just does not go through. It doesn't. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm picking it up. See how it's moving? See the sun, even at this time, it's still rocking. It's going clockwise. It's going clockwise. This sun is clockwise. Oh, yeah, this is the image right here. On January the 10th, 2007, 151:44. See, you can see them. It paused for just a moment. You all can see them on here. And they discontinued this product. They did. Totally discontinued. I will say this. On the 14th, there's massive ones this big that can be seen. And that's when they quit showing the product. Look at this. And they also resemble the stars in the sky. They do. They resemble the stars in the sky at times also. Sometimes, the stars look like ships themselves. They really do. But these right here, I'm just going to say it again. I think that they came to Earth. I really do. I think these UFOs, they could even be beings. They came to the Earth is what they did. Let me see if I got this on here. You can see right here. And you know what they did? They dismissed it as, it's another ring. I just took a screenshot of that video is all I did. Took a screenshot of it, but it showed up in a cloud-like structure. Look, wonder what this is. Why was this on there too? That's what I wonder. Why is this on here? But this right here, they dismissed it as a strange phenomenon and all of that. And this right here, well, there was no mention of this because this came from footage of a news channel in 1983 from Mount Vinyaminoff on the Aleutian the Aleutian Island chain is where that one came from, you all. So they come to Earth. And they're massive. They're absolutely massive. And they're around the sun. They're around the sun right here. I believe that this is their cloaking technology. They travel in the clouds. Let me tell you this. These UFOs or unknown aerial phenomenons or beings, or you could say that they're chariots, they travel in the clouds. They do. They cloak themselves or clothe themselves with the clouds, and that's how they travel. And they're pretty good at it. They really are, except for that one up here in Australia when it was caught on the radar, and then they had to scramble to dismiss it is what they had to do. They had to scramble to dismiss it. They had to come up with a good cover story, but yet they had to describe it as, this is not a donut-shaped UFO. Hello. You just admitted that there were UFOs that were in the shape of a donut. I know it sounds strange, but they did. They admitted that there were UFOs in the shape of a donut right there. And, I think they were also seen in the tether incident. The tether incident in space. And it did. It kind of looked like water up there. It did. I have to admit it did. But, yeah, look at this, you all. So we could do this. We can move this like that. But yeah, this is for a whole. Whoa, yeah. So for a whole period, see, this is 149.51. You're not going to see these around anymore. Look at that. These are like embossed in here. They look embossed in here. They really, really do. So could you picture? You ever see those? I don't know if there's any sea animals that they had their babies when they have babies and they carry their babies on their back. I know they had some like frog species, that species of frogs did. All the males, I think they carried their babies on their back or something like that. Something like, yeah, so they all cluster together. So I am unsure at this point when I see photos like this, whether it's actual gigantic beings and or UFOs. I know that may sound strange, but I do get kind of thinking like that at times. But one thing I know for certain, as you can see in this picture, they're coming to the Earth. Okay, they're coming to the Earth, and they're being dismissed as a weather phenomenon. Okay, and people have seen them in the sky, and I wonder if some of them are shiny. Now, some people may say, well, they're man-made. That's man-made UFOs. Here's what gets me. Let me tell you something. What gets me. Sometimes there's a handful of people who anything that I see and I show, they're demons. They're fallen angels. Everything. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's up in the sky, it gets classified into that category. How can you do that? How can you? Who told you? Did somebody tell you that? Did they themselves tell you that? Because I don't think that way, and a lot of other people don't think that way. Okay, they don't. I don't really get a negative feeling from here. I don't. I don't get a negative feeling by looking at these donut-shaped UFOs. I don't. Now, let me tell you, if I see a dark, shadowy figure, I'm going to get a negative, scary feeling. It's going to be very negative, and it's not going to be a good experience. Okay, those are demons on the earth. These shadow figures, okay, and the atrocities that are happening on the earth. The demons are on the earth. They are. They've been on the earth for thousands and thousands of years. Okay, just look back through history, the massacres that have occurred thousands of years ago. Was that a godly person? Was that angelic beings? No, they were demonic beings. Okay, that's what they were. Demonic beings going around massacring people. Okay, destroying the earth. Okay, so how can you say that things like this to the people who want to classify right here and everything I share as demonic beings and fallen angels, they're already here. They're already here, and they've been for thousands upon thousands of years. But one day, these forces that are on the earth, they'll be no more. They'll be no more, okay, because they know their time is coming. They know their time is coming because something's going to come, even from the other dimensions, even from the other realms, okay. These benevolent beings, these angelic beings, they're going to come back, and they're going to stop the battle once and for all. It's going to be finished. That's it. That's how it's going to happen. It's going to be over, and that'll be all. That's all she wrote. Their time on earth will be no more. Okay, their time on earth will be no more. And let me get back over here. Don't let me get off on that, you all. But yeah, I'm supposed to be talking about this and these donut-shaped UFOs. And even if we were to do a search on this, Mystic Carbon Goddess. That's right. Lights out. That's right. Let's so if we were to do donut UFOs, even if we let's see over Switzerland. Let's see if we can see some over Switzerland. Let's see if we can see them. Well, it's in Switzerland. See, this looks like from the tether incident right here. It really does, because I seen those on the tether incident. Now see, look. They called this a mysterious fireball. That looks like one of the donut-shaped UFOs. That doesn't look like a fireball to me. It really doesn't. That's right. Hello, official hip burn from Australia. See, that doesn't look like a fireball. Look, they called it a fireball. It's not a fireball. It isn't. Okay, these aren't either. And this really does. It kind of looks like something from the tether incident. But that's in Derbyshire, Dell's UFO. So why would they have a slit on them, you all? Why would they? And I don't know what that is right there. Somebody's probably, I don't know, maybe somebody made that up. Maybe they did. See, this don't really have much on it right here if you were to do like that. But if we just do donut-shaped UFOs, okay, we're still on here. Let's see what it brings up. If it brings up any, because sometimes it doesn't. Okay, we got some right here. So look at all of these now. Ooh, see, that looks very make-believe. It does. I think that maybe this came out of a game. Okay, so see, look at this. NASA fails to report giant donut UFO fleet near the sun. Let's see where that's going to take us. This is in 2006, okay, and the stuff we were looking at is 2007 right here. Okay, 2007. The Helio viewer right here. Helio viewer. So we've got that. And it is true, you all. If you have done any search on UFOs and stuff, you know that they're there. But there may be some people viewing this who may not, believe that there is any such thing as UFOs, okay? Because they really just have not even explored it. And maybe they've seen stuff like that in the movies. Well, the movies, let's think about these movies. What these movies have done. These movies have literally portrayed anything that comes from space as evil. Anything. That's what they've done. If it comes from the sky, it's evil. Okay, they have. It's not been nice. It hasn't, and I don't like it. I don't like to watch scary movies, and if they're going to have like the Predator, not the Predator, the Alien movie with that Sigourney Weaver. Okay, they had these monstrous looking beings. Okay, they did, and that was very scary. I could only watch one of them because it just kept getting more gorier and gorier and gorier. Now, I never did watch E.T. I think that was one. I don't think that was gory or probably scary. But yeah, they have been portrayed in a negative light. They have. And you have to ask yourself why. Oh, this ear over here is red. This means this is good, that this ear burns right here because some good thoughts and somebody's saying something good. If it was the other ear, somebody would not be happy with me at all. So yeah, UFOs and other worldly beings, off-world beings, have been portrayed as being bad, coming against humanity. Okay, they have. Let's face it, we have beings on this earth who are already coming against humanity. Beings on this earth. Okay, we don't need nothing from the sky doing it. We don't. They're on the earth. Okay, they are. I'm getting off on a tangent, you all, and I don't want to do that. I really don't. I don't want to do it, but I want to look at these UFOs right here. I do. I want to make sure I've got this button pushed so we can see. Oh, that's a good one, you all. You want to go to this stereo behind one right here? We can go to the 2012. Let's go look at it at this timestamp, you all. What do you say? You want to go look at that timestamp? Because I want to look at it because it has a UFO, one shape of a UFO going straight toward that donut-shaped UFO. We got to go look at it. Yes, we do. Absolutely. Let's go to 2012, May the 2nd of 2012. Well, Jim Davison, honey, you don't have to go. You really don't have to go. And if you all don't want to travel over to the stereo behind Core 1 with me and other people, you don't have to go. You can stay right here and pretend that you didn't go there. You can do it. You really can do it. So we want to go to 2012, May the 5th of 2012. We can do it. We're going to do it. We're going to come right over here and we're going to push this button. We're going to go to May the 5th. And we're going to come up here to 2012 just to see what we can see and apply. Oh, Gina, honey, you didn't do it right. I got ahead of myself, you all. I did. I got excited. May the 5th of 2012. I'm just going to push the button. Was it May the 5th that we saw? Ooh, wrong button, Gina. No, it's May the 2nd. Gina, honey, you got to get it going. You all got to get over there. Where am I at? Where is that NASA site? No, I got to wait because I got confused the 5 with the 2. Well, it would look like a 2 if you turned it upside down. It really would. It'd look like an upside down. It would look like a number 2 if the 5 was turned upside down. Yeah. So yeah, you all. So we're not going to see it on this. I've got to go back. You have to ask yourself, why did you pixelate this like that? Why did you? But they did. Because I don't think it's going to get back there. We can look at it and see if it will, but I don't think it's going to make it. No, it's not going to make it because I pushed the wrong number, but I'm going to push the right number. I really am. May the 2nd of 2000 hours. May the 2nd at 2000 hours. I'm going to see if I can get it on there. I really am. May the 2nd. Let me come down here. I'm going to go further than 22 if it'll let me. I'll just do this right here and I'll just apply that, okay? I'm going to apply that and we'll see what happens because I haven't gone this way to navigate this. I want to see that if it's going to show up on there if they had not taken out that timestamp. We got an adjective. Adjectives, you heard the Schoolhouse Rock. Adjectives are words we use to really describe things. Oh, they pixelated it. I might not be on the right one. This is stereo behind. May the look at that sun. It's rotating. May the 2nd at. There it is over here. Was it 2040? Yes, it's 2050 40. 2050 40. Let me see that again. I got to go a little bit further. 2050 40. So go a little bit further. I have to go 2050 40. So I really thought I did. I'm going to go right here and I'm just going to go back 100. You all trying to find that timestamp to see if it'll let us find it. Why can't I get that? I'm just going to have to go to May the 3rd. You all, this is kind of difficult for me to navigate. It really is. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. Whoa. Okay, it's there. It's there, you all. We're going to see it. I think I've seen it. Nope. Shoot. Gina, honey, what do you got to do? Let me see. Did I see it? No, it's not there. They've got it taken out. You can see right there. They took it out. It's only at they've got it's stopping right here at 20:05:40. And then the next number is right there after midnight. After midnight. So stereo behind core 1. That's too bad. Am I even on the right date? I'm on the right date. They blurred it out. They sure did. They blurred it out. Well, at least we found it, you all, is what we did. We found that. Let's look at this, you all. And if you're just tuning in, look at these massive rings up here on this stereo behind. You can see the rings. They are they're going like this, like that, all up there. I think that these right here, these great big rings, I think that they're massive, massive. I'd like to say they're massive motherships, is what I'd like to say. I don't know if they're the, see them, you can see them right here. If we were to go back, let's see if we can go back to maybe, let me go to the 24th. Let me just put 300 in here, you all. I know this might get boring to some people. It may. Let me put this back to me. If you're just tuning in, I'm talking about these donut-shaped UFOs that are clustered all around the sun, and they tried to dismiss these in Australia and also in Belgium. They showed up as a weather phenomenon, and here at Mount Vinnyaminoff by the Aleutian Island chain, I think that they come to Earth. I do. I think they come and go to the Earth. They could have a base on the Earth. They could have a base on the sun. They could be going through portals. See, I think the sun's a portal too. There's a lot going on, a whole lot going on. And we're not going to get no clear pictures of these things right here because they pixelate their products. So yeah, that's about right. That's just about right. So if you're just tuning in, that's what I was doing. I was looking at these UFOs right here that people also had documented seeing in the sky. Look at this above the Earth right here. NASA cut the speed. NASA cut the space station live feed after a bizarre. They're telling us, they're admitting that there are donut UFOs. They stalked the ISS. Okay, a bizarre donut-shaped UFO. Okay, so they're admitting that these are up here. Okay, they are. They're admitting that they're up here. A circular object which appears to have a hole in the middle appear on the camera in the distance, and then apparently they travel at similar speeds and orbit to the ISS. Okay. Look, but less than a minute in the camera, it goes to a completely blue screen, which is what the conspiracists within the UFO community claim is done to try to belatedly hide the evidence of UFOs from the public. So, conspiracists. So we are called conspiracists. You are called conspiracists. I am called a conspiracist. We're all called conspiracists. Well, why do they want to call us conspiracists? See, look at these stars right here. Let me look at these stars. This is all the different shapes of the stars. When I was taking some footage of the stars, this is like screenshots of how they would move. These are all the different colors right here. And they're really beautiful. They really are. And I think that they're beings, beautiful beings. And, they could be another life form. They really could. But how could they take on all these shapes if they were a ball of fire? How could they? They can't. They can't. It doesn't make sense, you all. It really doesn't. So what if these right here, what if their center was gone? Would it still be the same type of a life form and or UFO? Would it? Look at this. I took these with my Nikon camera, is what I did with my Nikon camera. You can see it. I just want to show a few of these because the colors are really beautiful. They really are. And they change their shapes. Now, see, when I see this, I think, well, this is a life form. But what type of a life form? Some people feel that these are plasma. Some people feel that these are plasma life forms. They really do. What's the other theory? Well, some people call them demons and fallen angels. Some people call these chariots or something. But when I look at these, I really think it's a different life form. And it could quite possibly be one. I don't know. Sometimes I think that, do I got that button push, you all? Because sometimes I get to talking and I don't push it back. I really do. I get to talking and I don't push it back. Now, I'm telling you that this was an actual star that I zoomed up on and I took footage. I filmed it in the sky. I got this camera that zooms really, really, really close up. I do. My Nikon camera. Okay, and I've got a playlist on this YouTube channel. If you're watching me right now, I have a playlist on the YouTube channel, and it's titled Stars, okay? The Stars. And I also have one that's titled Relaxing Meditative or Music with these stars in it, okay? And they're not what you think they are. They're not. And they're not, what did a news channel describe these as? They showed a star. Somebody took a picture of a star, and they put it in the sky. The New York Times said it's a Death Star. They called it a Death Star. Okay, how could you look at this and say it's a Death Star? Well, it's not a Death Star. Why would you want to call these things like a Death Star? They don't look like a Death Star to me. They really don't. Actually, they remind me of the colors of the rainbow, and they remind me of the beautiful pastel-y clouds, how the clouds get these pastel-y colors in them. They really do. They remind me of rainbow ships and stuff like that. Okay, they really do. So yeah, I just wanted to show you some of these because they too have like a circular, well, they change their shape, but they have an outer lining, and yet they change their shape. They really do. They change their shape. And they're very pretty. Let's get this. Look at this, you all. So what if this is a life form? Have you thought about that? What if this is a life form? I know that they can pick up on your energy. They can pick up on my energy within me. They can pick up on my frequency. If my frequency is a certain frequency within, that's when they'll start changing their shape. But if my frequency is not a certain frequency, they're just going to appear solid. They ain't going to change no shape at all. They're not. And I have taken pictures where they do not change their shape because I wasn't too settled within my spirit, or my frequency just was not right. It wasn't. Look at that. This is so cool, you all. Okay, are they going to call these a phenomenon? Well, some people say, oh, it's just a distortion within your camera that's causing that. No, it's not. Okay, it's not. It's actually moving around up there as I'm taking pictures. It's moving faster than I can see it move. The camera had to be slowed down in order to capture these images because they're up there in the sky. Yeah, so I showed some of those. Okay, I did. So we not only have those type, let me see something, type of UFOs, we don't not only have those. Oh, look up here. I found one right here. This was from 2014 that I had here in my area right here. 2014, September the 27th. Look right here. I think that there are some long ships right here. If you could see them, you probably vaguely can see them. They're going straight across. I think that there could be some long ships up here too, but let's go up here to this donut-shaped UFO. It's right up here too. You can vaguely see it, but it's right up here. And you can see they're still up there. There's one right here, and you can see these big old ripples. Oh my goodness. You can't see this, can you? What if there are big gigantic faces? Can you see that? I know that we all can see different things, and what one person sees the other doesn't see. It may be very hard to see, but it's okay, you all. It really is. I'm getting off on this wrong track, but I'm supposed to be focusing on these UFOs. I really try to stay focused. Okay, I do. Did you put that back to me? I did. I put it back to me. I'm looking through here really fast, you all. That's all I'm doing really fast, y'all. I'm gonna look at this, just a few of these, okay? Now this is, let me talk about this right here. Okay, I'm gonna go get to when I get to 6448. Okay, 6448. Then I'm not gonna show it. Okay, 6448. So this is the docking station, and I don't think this is a planet coming toward the sun. Okay, I don't. 6448. Okay, we're looking at this because this thing right here changes its shape too. Let me get over here. I think it's a ship. You can see it's getting closer, and it does look like a ship. It looks just like a ship coming up to the sun. And now see, this is what I did. I worked the picture, and this is what it looks like right here. It looks like a ship, like a battleship, kind of like it. And I think these two can change their shape also. Let me get to this, you all. I haven't showed these in a long time. I haven't. I forgot I even took this. We're at 6409. You can see it right here. Right here. Going toward the sun. It's changing its shape. You see this right here? I'm going to show you this right here. Look at this. So this thing right here, this is I know why I'm showing you this. The last change that it makes, the last shape shifting that it makes, I caught that image in my cell phone with my camera, with my clip-on lens. We're going to look at it. And I'm going to show you the image right here. This image right here. This is a massive, massive ship. I'm going to make sure I've got this pointed over here. It's a massive, massive ship. It took on this shape as it's going into the sun. Okay, look at this right here. This is what I took. I took this, and it showed up in my cameras. If we were to reverse this to the other side, I'm going to show you. Reverse it to the other side. I think I can flip it. I did. I flipped it. Okay, reverse it to the other side. And then, let me just save it. I'll flip it back, you all. I will. Let me look at this, you all. So look at that. And it reminds me of this. It really does. Reminds me of that. And I don't have them two side by side. I might in one of these photos. I just might, but look at that. Yeah, I do right here. Just like that. See, look at the angle of them like this. Now, granted, these ships right here, this is a ship. They have the ability to change their shape. I think they can reorganize, reshuffle themselves around, and take on anything, kind of like a transformer. You all is what I think it is, kind of like a transformer. See, these are much different than the disc shape, the donut shape UFO. These are kind of like a Legos. One time I described them as Legos. I did. And you have to ask yourself, when did Legos first come out? See, that's a good question to ask. When? Because some of the ships, you can literally, they stack up on one another like Legos. That's a good thing to look. When did Legos first come out? Legos. When were Legos invented? So we're going to come over here and look. So let's look at this. Now this is 1932. In 1932 through 59, Great Depression, in a workshop. Do you think it's all it was? Do you think that was it? He just thought of it one day? This person began to transform and manufacture smaller products, including toys. They don't really say how it happened. They don't. So that's really strange. Isn't it strange? Danish. It began O. Kirk Christensen, a Danish carpentry workshop. Okay. So we could say it like that. So okay, we are supposed to be getting back here to these pictures that I was showing. Where was I at, you all? Because I got myself so sidetracked. I really did. Let's get back over here to these right here. So these right here, I'm on here. I really am. So look at this. This massive UFO has entered the sun, and it did. This right here, see now, I turned that picture right there. It showed up black on NASA's, well, on NASA's product, I turned it white to match this one right here. That's all I did to match it, and I think that they were one of the same because this showed up in my photo. This stayed in my photos every time I took a picture. Oh, it was for around a month. Around a month. I took pictures 3 times a day for around a month. Okay. Now see, these are the ships that I took pictures of right here. And they're pretty cool looking. I really like them. I love them. See, they kind of look like Legos right here. And I think these came from, well, obviously, they are like interdimensional ships. They have the ability to come in and out of our dimension, and if they want to be seen, they'll be seen. If they don't want you to see them, you will not see them. You will not get any pictures of them. You won't. You won't get them. But I got them. I got the pictures of them. And when people say, Gina, how did you take those pictures? How did you get those pictures? I can only say with my iPhone 8 and my clip-on lens. And I just went outside and had my clip-on lens on my iPhone 8. My iPhone 8 and even my iPhone 4 only has one camera eye in the back of it. And my clip-on lens was a concave in, like bowed inward, like the satellites, small. And when I took my picture, here's what happened every single time. I would turn my flash on, but when I took a picture, sometimes when I would come home from work even do that, I pushed the button, and it's like my flashlight went off at the same time. It's like a long beam of light or something went through it. That's how that happened at times. It was like the flashlight came on at the same time when my pictures were taken. That's the only explanation I have on my iPhone 8 and my clip-on lens, and I couldn't tell you how those pictures got there. I couldn't. I have no other explanation. I don't. But I took them religiously. I did, and worked those pictures. It was a lot of hours of working them. It was. So let me get back to these pictures that I'm supposed to be showing you all. Right like this, you all. So we're going to look at these right here. Yeah, so you can see them. They really do look pretty neat. And they're interdimensional, yet they're here. Okay, I'm going to push this button because I think every time I push this button, they don't want to show them. See, look, how can you... Now, these don't look like our ships. They don't look like our airplanes. They don't. But they kind of remind me of Legos because of these notches that are in them. They do, and they have the ability. They could all connect themselves together, and they could be one gigantic, massive ship. What if, now this is a thought, what if they could connect together? All of them connect. What if they connect together and formed a great big massive cube? That's a thought. If I say they can connect, if they can make themselves long, if they can make themselves really tall, like big different layers. Could you imagine? Just like maybe Tetris or something like that. I wouldn't want them to turn into the cube. I wouldn't. But that is a thought. It really, this looks like it has a door on it. Look at that, you all. It looks like a door up here. And some of these pictures that I've taken, it kind of looked like cities in the sky. It really did, like a city in the sky. I've seen these in the clouds. I have. Yeah. I didn't know anything about working any pictures. When I started taking these pictures, it took me hours upon hours to try to figure out how to bring these images out because I was not computer savvy. I didn't know how to work the pictures, but I got it. Yeah, look at those. They did. They came in by the thousands. The thousands upon thousands of ships. Did that push this back? This is not pushing it back over. See, this is like the rainbow-like ships. See, they got different colors that they can be. They do. And they're there. They're in the other dimension. Yeah, they're here. They come in and go and as they please. Look at the insides of these like that. Yeah. Beverly, they could be. They really could be. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw these, I thought, no, here's when they first showed up in my camera, these ships right here, I thought, this is what I thought to myself. I can't show people that. I can't show them that because the first time they show up, I showed up in my camera. That's what I said. I said, I cannot show them that. They're not going to believe that. I was kind of embarrassed to show them because I'd never seen nothing like it in my life. I was, because I didn't know what people would think. But I showed them. I would get on the Facebook really fast. I would show these pictures, and then I'd try to get off as fast as I could. I just wanted to show them and just leave you all because I didn't know what to think. 'Cause they don't look like our airplanes. They don't. If you look at them, they don't look like anything on the earth, anything of earth. They don't. And I was afraid of what people might think. Well, they did think a lot. That's when I got some trolls, but that's okay. It doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't matter. Because they're here. They're here. Could you imagine if you looked up in the sky? Now, if I looked up in the sky and all the cloaking was gone and I saw these like that, that would be a sight to see. If I saw these like that with my physical eyes and no cloud cloaking technology, no nothing, and they're there, it would be a sight to see. See, these are like just the different types if you're just tuning in. I hope that this went back to that screen because I never know at times. I really don't. I'm just trying to show these because I haven't seen these in, oh my gosh, it's been years since I looked at these right here. It's been a long, long time. A really long time. I don't even remember working that. I've took so many pictures and I worked so many pictures. I can't remember what all I worked at times because it just ran into each other. So vibes. I catch your comment. NASA stopped looking at them because not all are friendly. Well, even good people have enemies. Okay, they do. You can be a very good person, and yet you can have people who do not like you at all. At all, they don't like your spirit. It boils down to a spiritual thing at that point. You don't have to do anything for people not to like you. You don't. All you have to be is a spirit that their spirit does not like. Because you know you've encountered people like that throughout your life. You will either yourself, if you meet somebody, you'll know if you're very intuitive right away. And you have. I know a lot of you have. I don't like that person. There's something about them that I don't like. I don't know what it is, but I do not like them. Your spirit is telling you you do not like that person. And vice versa. How can you say that when you have never met that person ever before in this lifetime? Because your spirit recognizes it. Okay, I think it's in the spiritual realm we can recognize um, other people's spirit and other spiritual beings. I really think we can. And some may be enemies from the spiritual realm. They may be. Um, that's all I got to say. And you don't even have to do anything to anybody. You don't. Um, so yeah, you all. That's what I'm talking about. I am talking about it. Yeah, I got so many of these pictures opened on here. I really do. Let me keep this to me. Let me get this off of here, you all. I do. I think I probably better go. But yeah, we've got these donut-shaped UFOs that you can no longer dismiss them. You've been trying to dismiss these donut-shaped UFOs and other UFOs. They even got the cigar ships, which they said belonged to the reptilians. Cigar ships in the sky. But I believe there's all different types. And now we got these triangular ships, and we got the cubes. We got a lot of different types of ships up there. And I think probably, I know there's probably around 4 or 5 different types. And if that's so, are they all battling against one another, or have they formed a group? Who knows? Who knows, you all? I know we're not alone. And I know when I see pictures like this and certain cloud structures, formations, I'm not going to, if they tell me like this right here in Australia and on Mount Vineamanoff, I can't say it anymore, that there's nothing to it. I'm not going to believe it because I don't feel that in my spirit. I think there is something to it. I can look at it and say that does not look natural, naturally occurring. Something caused it. Something physically caused it. Just like all these that are clustered around the sun. Okay, you all have seen them. You've seen UFOs yourself. You have, of all different types, and you have felt the presence of other beings. You have, whether they be good or whether they be bad. Okay. So I am going to go. I want to thank you all for being on here. I do. And thank you, moderators. I don't know what went on in the comment section, but I think you all handled it really well. And I want to thank you for everything that you do. I do, because I know it's a lot at times to keep up with, because you may find yourself looking at the comments and not being able to watch the video. So I really do appreciate everything you do. And I'm sure a lot of other people do too. So thank you all so much for coming on here. And with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you all so much. And hopefully one day they will come out and they will tell us the truth. Okay, they'll tell us the truth. And they won't try to dismiss it anymore. Okay, because really we do need to know. Okay, we do. So we can prepare ourselves. There'll be a lot of people who want to know, okay? They will want to know. And then they'll be upset, why didn't you tell us? Especially when they find out they've been here all alone, or we just did not want to disrupt or, cause any more trouble than what's already happening. Well, the people are going to get upset. When you withhold something from somebody, and then you tell them a lot later, they're thinking within their mind, why didn't you tell me sooner? Why didn't you tell me? Why did you wait so long to tell me? Okay, because that's probably going to be the reaction. Regardless. So have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you once again. Love you.